Hi everyone, we've got another video going out today and it's another analysis video. Now, first of all, I'd like to say a massive thanks to all my viewers who keep on sending these clips in, and we get them from absolutely everywhere, but we get very few cyclists sending clips in. Now, what we've got today is unfortunately for the person who sent these clips in, it's going to be a little bit of a wake-up call, because I'm pretty certain that this cyclist has sent these clips in thinking that I'm going to take his side on everything regarding how bad the cars and the drivers were in these clips. Now, they were pretty bad. They weren't the worst I've seen. However, I am going to concentrate on the cycling a little bit on this analysis video. Now, please don't think that I'm having a pop at cyclists. I'm a keen cyclist myself, probably not as much as I should do, to be honest. But there's probably bridges that need to be built between cyclists and drivers. And this is what I'm going to try and do, hopefully today, to point out a few of the shortfalls from probably both sides. In this clip, we've got a van parked on the opposite side of the road and cars coming the other way. We all know what's going to happen, and although you shouldn't have to, just slow down, let the problem pass and go through safely after. But instead, he charges into the situation, making it worse than it actually was. In this clip, there's no excuses for the red car not to see the cyclist. But why move out towards the red car to make things worse? And after he's clear of the junction, he moves back to where he normally would ride. It's the vehicle that's hidden behind the Vauxhall that's turning across the cyclist path which causes the problems this time. It doesn't have much time to take or make effective observation before it pulls out into the path of the cyclist. But again, rather than actually helping the situation, the cyclist seems to speed up and makes things worse. Why put yourself close to someone who's going to drive like that? I often have situations like this when I'm out either running or on my bike. People don't pay attention enough further up the road. Just go round them to the other side.
Hello, wakey wakey!
Instead of being really awkward. I also know this road very well, and it's a very steep hill, and the cyclist is doing a great job at getting up here at this pace. As it flattens out, the vehicle that was probably following behind uses an opportunity to overtake. And I've paused the clip here to actually show what a really poor planned manoeuvre this was, especially with, as you'll see in a minute, the vehicle is towing a trailer. Have a look at the blue car coming the other way and the staggered parked cars on either side. They shouldn't have gone past.
That was bloody stupid, wasn't it? Overtake and jam your brakes on.
And the cyclist was absolutely spot on with what he said. For me though, it's a little bit ironic considering on how he rides. Did anybody spot the different registrations on the BMW and the trailer? Similar themes happen on this clip. The cyclist is approaching the roundabout rather quickly, I will add, but on the left hand side as he's approaching. The problem car is hidden behind the tree and the advertising board on the pavement, and it probably can't see the cyclist very well either. And because it's clear from the right, the cyclist steams onto the roundabout and, with his positioning, makes the whole situation loads worse. It's as if he rides towards the other cars on purpose. Was he seriously going to overtake the Audi there? Or is he just doing that to prove his point? Even though the Audi was totally in the wrong to pull out in that way, the hand gestures for me are disgraceful. But they are even worse on this next clip. The Volvo's going to pull out of the petrol station, and again the advertising boards may have obscured view for a moment. That's no excuse though. They should have seen the cyclist coming up the road, and car drivers need to do their observations much better to accommodate two wheels. But the following reaction is absolutely despicable. Keep an eye on the rider's shadow on the floor also, and you'll understand what I mean. So what's your thoughts on those clips? Now, for me, there's a lot of incidents that happen with cyclists where cars do pull out without seeing. But personally, I think people generally don't do it on purpose as much as probably is made out. It still doesn't detract from the problems and the awful job that cyclists have got to put up with and do on a day-to-day basis. I've always said that I think cyclists are treated even worse than us driving schools and learner drivers, and they've got to put up with a lot. However, we have all seen the dashcam car channels where certain car drivers race into problems and they cause half of the problems themselves. Unfortunately, there are a number of cyclists who do the same thing, and these clips that I've shown today are probably the case with a majority of them. So my question to all the cyclists and the drivers out there is, have you ever aimed your vehicle or your bike towards someone who's pulled out on you on purpose? Now, there's going to be a big percentage of people who would be able to answer yes to that, but what we're going to try and do with the video that we've put out today is try and just look at ourselves. On my cycling video that I stuck out a couple of weeks back where I was out on my bike and the vehicle pulled out on me, I got loads of people in the comments saying, why didn't I shout at the driver? Why didn't I tell him off? He needs to be told when he's done something wrong. And I was actually quite shocked with the amount of cyclists who have that frame of mind. Now, I do understand sort of where they're coming from, that people don't learn. But what I've found over the years is that you can only look after yourself. If you're trying to reprimand and teach every other road user on the road, all it's ever going to do is wind you up. Now, there is a way of thinking in a study that I've heard about, that when you actually become a better road user yourself, everyone else always seems a step lower, and it can be all consuming when you get to a level where you have improved and then you start picking up on other people's mistakes even more so. And I can vouch for that when I train driving instructors. When they do the part 2, which is the driving side of things, they always come to me and saying, I can't believe how many people do this badly and that badly. And I have to then change their frame of mind to say, well, listen, you're not going to change the world. You're never going to be able to do that, and don't bother. And we have to try and let that go. But when you start cycling, or if you've been cycling for a long while and you see these incidents happening, you can't be reprimanding everyone every 2 seconds. It's going to be, like I've said, all consuming, and it's just going to make your cycle and your commute a big stressful event all the time, and using the road should not be like that. So my little piece of advice for anyone who acts in this way when they are on the road, in that judgmental fashion, if you like, towards others, let it go. We're never going to make the roads a perfect place. There's no such thing as a perfect driver. So what we've all got to do is literally just let it go, try and diffuse situations, try and just get to our destination in a calm, safe manner. But I think that's it for today. Thanks a lot for watching, and I hope to see you all soon.